Now, what do all of these numbers actually mean? Inventory rates reflect how long it would take to sell the current supply of homes at the current pace of sales. Lower numbers like in the detached, semi-detached, and townhouse segments indicate stronger sellers markets with more competition among buyers. Condos with 4.75 months of inventory are still in a balanced market, offering lots of options and negotiating power, as I've said before. Okay, so we are 100% guaranteed to finish off the year here with more home sales in comparison to 2023. But is this a win? I'm not really sure, since last year was the lowest number of sales volume dating all the way back to 2001, but surely we're on the right track, and overall sentiment in the market and in the Greater Toronto area is looking much healthier right now versus the last couple of months and years. For context, we're still well below the average number of sales per year, which is sitting at roughly 91,000 units over the last 13 years in Toronto and the Greater Toronto Area real estate market. Canadian real estate, in a general sense, is very, very dependent on where interest rates are at. So with those expected to trend downwards in 2020-25, that should increase our sales volume going forward, but only time will tell. Sticking with the topic of home sales, the GTA had a massive comeback in November 2024. There were a total of 5,875 transactions that happened last month, up an incredible 40% when compared to November 2023. Now, on a month-over-month basis, we saw sales decline by 11.4%, which is actually total normal behavior. It's super common for sales in September and October to outpace November's totals. And this year in particular, we saw the fall market actually take place a little later this year in October. So again, this just verifies that it's normal to have less sales this month versus last, but it's also a super, super positive sign that we're 40% higher in the sales category on a year-over-year approach. Before moving on to listings and prices, I wanted to highlight what's actually driving this increased activity. Buyers are benefiting from more affordable market conditions and lower borrowing costs. So this heightens consumer confidence and gets people to return to the market. My name is Trey, folks, and I'm a realtor here in the city of Toronto and the GTA who is very active in our real estate market. If you have any questions about buying, selling, or renting here, please give me a shout by using that first link down in the description below and pick a time that suits you. Also, if you could like, comment, and subscribe if you find this information useful and valuable, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, let's get back to it. While sales were up dramatically, new listings decreased month over month from just over 15,000 to 11,592 units. Active listings were sitting at 21,818 units, which was also down 10% month over month. While these numbers are still fairly high when compared to normal times, it still results in average selling prices across the board to be pretty sticky. In Toronto specifically, detached homes sold for $1.695 million, which was up by 4.8% year over year. Semis came in 2.6% higher year over year in November 2024 at an average price of $1.248 million. Townhouses, those struggled a little bit and came in at an average selling price of $904,000, represented by a decrease of 6% year over year. And condos, those kind of shocked me again and came in just 0.96% lower than where they were at a year ago, with an average price of $713,000 in Toronto. I say condos shocked me a little bit since I'm showing them quite frequently and have been tracking prices here for a while. More places are showing up as sold conditional, and I helped some buyers purchase a condo last month at a very, very reasonable price. So there are still a lot of deals to be had out there, especially while condo inventory in downtown Toronto sits in between the 5.46 to 6.9 month range. But let's dig a little deeper into the inventory rates, because this will tell us a lot about the supply and demand dynamics for different property types. In November 2024, detached homes had 2.89 months of inventory. Semi-detached properties had 2.06 months of inventory. Townhouses had just 2.78 months of inventory, and condos in all of Toronto, not just downtown, had 4.75 months of inventory. Now, what do all of these numbers actually mean? Inventory rates reflect how long it would take to sell the current supply of homes at the current pace of sales. Lower numbers like in the detached, semi-detached, and townhouse segments indicate stronger sellers markets with more competition among buyers. Condos with 4.75 months of inventory are still in a balanced market, offering lots of options and negotiating power, as I've said before. Chief Market Analyst for the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board says that they expect lower borrowing costs to attract more renters into home ownership in 2020-25, and says that now actually might be a wise time time to jump or take a leap into the home ownership market before competition heats up and even more people want to enter the market in spring of next year. When looking at rentals in the city of Toronto, these have dropped pretty noticeably year over year. The average price of a one bedroom came in at $2,380 in November 2024, down 8.7%, so almost 9% there. Two bedrooms also dropped by 9.7% year over year to an average rental rate of $3,091 per month. And three bedrooms, these have dropped by 7% year over year to an average rental rate of $3,660. I'll be doing another video breakdown with a more in-depth approach for rentals as well, so stay tuned. To summarize quickly, if you're a buyer, the current inventory levels give you an edge in certain segments of the market like condos, but you'll need to act fast in more competitive markets like detached or semi-detached properties, especially as we turn the corner here and enter the new year. For sellers, the incoming lower interest rates and tighter inventory levels, specifically in the freehold segment of the market, will make spring 2025 a good time to list your home. One thing to note here as well is that if you're buying in this same market, then you'll have increased competition on the other end. So come up with the best strategy with you and your realtor and figure out a way to execute. That wraps up our November 2024 market update. If you found this video helpful and useful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights on the GTA real estate market. I'm always here to help you out. You can reach me anytime in the comments down below or on Instagram at Folks4Folks. Thank you again so much for tuning in, especially if you made it this far. And remember to trust the process and to always fall in love with your journey.